Hey guys, I am back with another speed build, and in this speed build I am working on a mid-century modern home. We're gonna go with that. I'm not actually sure if that's what it looks like in the end, but that was what I was attempting to make. In the first part you're probably just gonna watch me struggle for like a long time because I was trying really hard to like fit the build to the theme that I wanted to go with. I don't know if I successfully did it or not because I had an idea of what I was trying to do, but I don't know if I executed it the way that I wanted to. In the end, it ends up turning out fine, in my opinion, but it definitely took a while to get there. Okay, so here you can see me messing around with terrain paint, not terrain paint, the terrain tool for the first time in my life. And you can see how much I struggle with it. But I do want to learn how to use it, so I need to practice in order for that to happen. I had to look at like a variety of pictures. I don't know why I said that so weird. A variety. I had to look at a variety of pictures in order to get like inspiration for this build. Because in my head, like, I had an idea of what mid-century modern was, but like I wasn't sure how accurate it was. So I was like, let me just look at some pictures to get an idea. So I found this one house, which this is like loosely based off of. That's where I got the idea to do like the slamped, the sloped terrain. Because I don't know, that was in the house, and I just thought like, let me try it. And it's kind of cool because if you think about it, it makes your house look more like it's at different levels. So you can see right now I still have the foundation up high, but I ended up putting it a little bit lower, and then I was able to turn that part into the garage and still have like a foundation in the house. So that's just like a tip. I don't know if anyone else has ever done this, but if you want to like expose the terrain or expose the foundation, you can just like lower the terrain a little bit in front of the part where you want it exposed, and then you can make like a flat part of the house. I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense. Keep in mind it's 3 a.m. right now when I'm recording this, so just cut me a little bit of slack. Here I have my wallpaper that I'm placing down, and I ended up changing it completely. So at first I was going to do the brick, and then when I was looking through some pictures, a lot of them had like a pop of color. I don't know, that was just like the common theme. I was going to do green and yellow for like a second there, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just keep it neutral. Let's keep it simple. So I stuck with the wood, and then the green is like the nice pop of color there. How many times can I say pop of color? I don't know. Here I'm adding in a doorway. What I learned was that there are so many items that like fit this theme really well, and that's why I wanted to do this build in the first place. So like originally when I was building, I was like seeing all these things, I was like, these are so cool, but they don't really fit the style of the house that I'm building. So I was like, let me make a house that fits the style of these items. Big brain. So that's what happened. Here I'm working on the garage. So obviously we don't have cars, but I like to add garages to my build sometimes for a sense of realism. Here I was trying to add like a little divider thing, which you'll see I went through like a couple different options before I finally settled on something. So here I did this, and I thought that, excuse me, I thought that was gonna be my final process right there, but then I just really wasn't feeling it, you know. I wasn't really liking how it looked, and you'll see in a little bit where I end up finding a divider that fit perfectly and it just worked really well. So I was gonna try my same like garage thing that I've done before in my previous build. Not my previous speed build, but the last build that I did, which was this townhouse. I learned that you can use the garages from City Living and then place a door behind it, and your Sims can like go through the garage. Like they can walk through the garage even though it looks like they're walking through the wall. It just was useful for that build. But the garage style didn't really match this house, so I ended up not doing that. So here I'm trying to like find a door that will like fit the theme, and then I found this one. So You're probably like, what the hell is that? But it is actually the doggy door from Cats and Dogs sized up to look like a garage door. It doesn't really look like a garage door. It's kind of like a weird style, but I felt like it worked. So I just went with it. So, you know, just use your imagination and play along and pretend that it looks good. Okay, so here is where I finally settled on something. I ended up using these dividers. They're actually not dividers, I lied. They're windows that came with Jungle Adventure, but they look like really cool dividers. So I ended up placing a wall just to make sure that they were like even, and then you'll see that in a second. Then I ended up removing the wall because you can see I kept like going back and forth with this. This build was a struggle because one, I recorded the parts over 2 days, so the footage, if it seems like a little jumpy at a few parts, it's because I stopped and then I started recording again, but like not in the same place where I stopped. Hopefully the transitions help make it look a little cleaner, but here I am looking for windows to use for this build, so I had to look through some pictures to get an idea of what kind of windows would look good. Turns out we didn't have half of the windows that like I was seeing in these pictures, so I had to use my imagination. So a lot of the pictures had these windows that would like slant, but then as it went further down it would slant like with the roof. We have that with University, but it's only one size, so I wasn't really able to do that because it wouldn't have worked because all the windows would have been the same size. So I just scratched that idea and just used some windows that I think still came with University, but they're just a different style. And I think those windows on the side, I cannot remember what they came from. I think those came with University as well. And then I found these windows that came with Get Famous, and I was like, huh, I've never used these before, and they look really cool, and they went with the style of the build, so I used them. When I saw the build and buy for Eco Lifestyle, which I don't have by the way, but I seen them in like other people's gameplay, and I was just like, wow, these windows are so cool, how they like jut out of the walls. Thinking that that was the first time that has ever happened, just because I hadn't seen the windows from like other packs that do the same thing, like Get Famous. There's another window, and I think it's like Base Game that did that, and I was just like, maybe I just need to open up my eyes more. Anyway, here I'm trying to figure out the roofing. I messed with the roof a lot. I was trying to get the column to like reach up to the roof, but for some reason it wasn't letting me. So you see here I ended up using this thing and like bringing out the roofs more so that it would look okay in the end. And then here I was like working on the floor plan, deciding what I want to do. This house ends up being a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, but the bedroom has a double bed. So if you have a sim couple, or if you have, I don't know, 2 roommates that don't mind sleeping in the same bed, then this is probably the house for you. If you have a large family, I mean, you could probably, I don't know, you could maybe turn the garage into a 2nd bedroom, because obviously on the outside it looks like a garage, but you don't need to have it actually function as that kind of space. I did that for the realism, and I also like added something extra so it's also functional for something else, which you'll see later on. But in terms of like using it for your own gameplay, you could just turn that room into a bedroom. So technically this could be 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. There is no bathtub, just because I couldn't find one that like fit the style, and I also couldn't fit like a bath, all the bath shower like combinations that are already like pre-built didn't work in this build. Like the style just didn't work, so I didn't end up using that. But I do have a nice walk-in shower, which you'll see later on when we get to that. That's like one of the last things, well, not maybe the last thing, but it's one of the later things that we'll work on. Anyway, this room is probably like was my favorite room to work on, because I feel like I used a lot of the like retro style items that I wanted to use, and you'll see that as I work on it. Okay, this is a new technique I've started. I don't know if it's like something that nobody else does. I'm sure a lot of people do it, but a lot of time when you're trying to build a room with the walls down, it makes it hard for you to like see like, let's say you want to put a painting on the wall, if you have to keep turning the walls up and then making walls down, or like changing the camera angle every second, I've started to just like delete the wall on the outside and then design the room, and then I put that wall back last, and then I do whatever I need to do on that side of the room, because it just makes it easier for me to like see the room as a whole when there's no wall blocking it. So that's just a tip for builders who struggle with the camera angles, because that is something that I definitely do struggle with. So here, there's a lot of Get Famous and Tiny Living in this in this build, and City Living, because there's a lot of items that from those packs that like fit the build. This room I use the bed from Get Famous. The decor, some of the decor is from Get Famous as well, just because one, those items were like the inspiration for this build in the first place, and two, they really do fit the style of like, I don't even know what to call it. It's like 50s, because mid-century 50s, but it's like mid-century modern, so it's actually like later than the 50s, but it's like, it's a modernized style of what the style would have been in the 50s. So I don't know what it is, okay? It's just a build. It's just a house that I tried to incorporate a bunch of different styles in. We'll just go with that. So then here, I noticed that there's like a lot of wallpaper that like worked for this style of house. And I'm just like, I would never use that like circle wallpaper in any other kind of builds. I mean, maybe there's a way that you could find it, and like, I mean, maybe there's a way that you could use it in a different style of build, but in my time of playing The Sims 4, I don't think I've ever used that wallpaper in a single build. So this helped me like start to use things that I've never used before. I added in this little pop art painting. You'll definitely see that this house is very colorful. So I'm definitely used to like building like homes and stuff that are very neutral, like modern homes, black, white, brown. That's like the go-to. This house is very like yellow, blue, green, and orange. So if you don't like those colors, I'm sorry, but that is the color scheme for this entire house. Okay, so here we've moved on to the kitchen, but you'll see in a little bit where I completely redo the cabinets and the countertops. So the color options is like was the big thing for me. Like I wanted the color scheme to like go with the style I want to do, but I also wanted the aesthetic of the build, like the actual items to go with the style as well. So after putting these cabinets and stuff, I liked the color, but then I realized it didn't really fit the style. So you'll see in a little bit, I just completely remove everything and restart. This is a little trick I like to do. I don't know if I've ever seen like anyone else do it. I'm sure other people do, but I'm saying I just was thinking of like my own kitchen, and like we have the little a little hand towel in front of the stove, I think, because there's like a handle on the stove. We usually put the hand towel on there. I put it in front of the sink just because I feel like it's more useful there. Obviously the Sims can't actually use it, but in reality it would be very useful if you just had your sink, and then you can just like dry your hands on the little hand towel. Here I found these like cute colors swatches for the microwave and the coffee maker. Whenever I put a coffee maker or a microwave in my builds, again, it's also to match the style. It's usually a modern home, so I'll just use like the basic white, gray, or black. But like, I didn't even know that these swatches existed. There's like a baby blue, a baby pink, a like mint pastel green color for the coffee maker, and they're so cute. And I want to do another build where I use that. Maybe we'll do like a pastel home. I think that's an idea right there. We'll do like a pastel colored house. Each room can be like a different color or something. Maybe I can do that challenge, but pastel version. But yeah, so I got these rugs that came with, I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I liked the pattern on it because I felt like it fit in this build. The wallpaper I used from Parenthood to create like a backsplash. Since we don't really have that as like an option, I've downloaded CC before to like create backsplashes, but because I want to post this build for you guys to use, I didn't use any custom content. I did use a lot of packs. I will say I showed no mercy in terms of using less packs. I did say I was going to try and do that, and I did that for another build. But for this build, yeah, if I used a lot of packs in it, I'm sorry. I also used Parenthood a lot, which you may notice. I think those counters, I think those curtains are from Parenthood. The wallpaper is also from Parenthood to create that like backsplash effect. I also used not a lot, but I used a decent amount of like base game stuff, so I don't know if that helps at all, considering like everything else is not base game, but like in terms of flooring and like some of the wallpaper, a lot of it is just like basic colors, so they're all base game. I didn't even mention when I like swapped out the counters and all the cabinets, but you may see that everything's different now. I just felt like it was a little bit too much color because I wanted to add the color with the chairs and like the appliances and stuff. I felt like having the countertops dark blue and also all the glass, it also just didn't fit like the style of the house, so we removed that. Here you'll see me like looking through the swatches for that rug. I don't remember what pack that was from, but I do remember that actually I think it was from Backyard Stuff, and it normally has like this polka dot swatch, so I never really looked at it, but there's like 12 other swatches, okay, maybe 11 other swatches or something like that, and I was just like, this looks really good, how come I never use it? So what I've learned over my time that I've been building in the past few days is that always look through all of the swatches for every single item, because so many times you'll see an item and you're just like, what the heck is this? I hate these colors, I'm never gonna use this in my build. And then you put it down and you realize, or you look through the swatches and you realize there's like 5 other neutral swatches or swatches that just match your build a lot better than you expected. So yeah, again, I apologize for that like weird transition thing, but here I'm working on the living room. So I put this couch down because I felt like it fit the theme, and then I just kept second guessing myself. I was like, you know what, it doesn't really like look right here. I was gonna do this at first, but you may notice it looks kind of empty, like the space just felt kind of empty, and then I was just like not liking how everything looked. This happened a lot during this build, you may have noticed. I've went back and forth so many times in this build, and I ended up just giving up on the living room at that point because I was like, this is not looking right, let's do something easy, and I moved to the bathroom. So here's where I was debating whether I wanted to use the bathtub. So I would have used the bathtub and then used the shower from Discovery University for the look, so that it would look like there's a bath shower, even though it wouldn't have been functional. But I decided on just doing a walk-in shower, and I think it looks way better than what I ever could have expected. Added in this little medicine cabinet thing, and I was trying to make it like, I wanted to make it so that the mirror was like on the medicine cabinet, which is probably possible, but I just didn't feel like deleting the wall at that point to like make it work, so I just gave up on that idea. I used the sink from Get Famous. Again, that pack I 100% recommend, even if you never want to be famous. Well, okay, I recommend if you like that style of items, like if you like the mid-century modern style, then Get Famous. And the thing is, it also has that and like a mix of like Victorian, like vintage kind of style. So if you don't like the mid-century modern, there's still like a whole completely different style in that pack. So I don't know, I've just been using it a lot, so that's why I recommend it. So here I'm just finishing up the bathroom. When you download this lot, if you do choose to download this lot, there will be like 2 things that might not end up in the build, just because when I play tested this afterwards, I wasn't able to get into the bathroom at first, and I had to like go through so many items to try and figure out what it was that was blocking it. Turns out it was a combination of both the plant that was in the hallway, which you'll see later on, as well as the little cleaning bucket that I have next to the door. It was apparently blocking the Sims from getting into the bathroom, even though it wasn't like on the same tile as the door. whatever. The Sims doesn't make sense sometimes, but it's okay. I just deleted that because it wasn't super necessary. I just added it as like an extra detail. And then the plant I also think I just got rid of because it was just taking up space, and it was making my Sims not able to get to the bathroom, and she nearly peed herself. So I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. So I just finished the living area. As I was talking about that, you may have noticed it's pretty simple. I ended up using the same couch that I had originally, and I found these paintings that I think, I don't remember where they came from. I might see later on, I can tell you. But I used those paintings like 3 times in this build, but I just changed the swatch, so you'll see that later on. That is the hated plant. The plant that was preventing my Sim from getting to the bathroom. I don't know how, because if you look at it, it's not blocking that pathway at all. Because at first I deleted the cleaning thing, but the plant was still blocking the way. So I don't know what it was, but I just got rid of it. I'm sorry. It looked so cute, but I had to get rid of it. Now I'm just working on the front entryway. I added a little closet piece, and there's that painting again, but I missed where it was from. I know it's not, I don't think it's base game, but hopefully that doesn't help at all. I'm sorry. We are getting close to the end of this build. This was the second last room that I worked on. It was pretty easy to do that room because it's just the front entryway. Just threw a closet in there to take up space, and then I put little extra pieces to make it look interesting. Okay, so I did end up adding a hamper into the bedroom, or into the bathroom. So I was like, we need a laundry room. Otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Why is there a hamper but there's no laundry? So I decided to make a laundry room in the garage to make it functional. So your Sims can't access the washer and dryer through that door. I don't think they can go through the garage doors. They're not functional for human Sims, but it works for the aesthetic. They can still go through the front door and then come in and do their laundry. And I kind of sectioned it off and put like some cute bikes because I don't know, these are the kind of things you see in a garage. And then I was just trying to find like a little storage unit thing to put on the wall. I could have just put shelves and like decorated myself, but I just wasn't in the mood, you know? So I put a hose, and I put those little things that you can use to decorate your house. But we are getting close to the end. Stay tuned for the screenshots at the end, because I feel like this house turned out way better than I thought it would, because I was really worried in the beginning. And I hope you guys like it too. If you do enjoy it, feel free to search it up on the gallery. My origin ID is AlluringSimmer, and it's in the description down below. Be sure to check out all my socials, especially my Twitter and my Twitch, because that is where I am the most active. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.
Come out and play. It's Saturday, and I promise I'll love you much better now. The sour taste will wash away, 'cause I promise I'm better now. Wouldn't hold it against you if you say that you don't wanna get close to me, close to what we used to be. But I just feel like dancing. Are you feeling it too? Oh baby, won't you love me? Won't you love me? Won't you love me? Love me like yesterday. Don't you feel it? How it feels, baby.